So let's start with trying to take the wiper motor out and see if the wiper motor needs to be cleaned up. I have no idea how it comes out, but let's give it a shot here. So the motor should be underneath this plastic piece here. So let's get the plastic piece off and see if we can get it out. Nope, it just pulls out. And there is the wiper motor. Now, how do I get it out? So, here, let me turn the light on. It looks like there's a boot that was over the electrical. That's torn, so I might have to see if I need to replace that. But there's also a load of leaves and everything else in here. I don't know if it was a rodent's nest, but it was something. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to have to dig through this, try and vacuum that out with a shop vac or something, and see if we can get this motor out. Another 10 millimeter in the middle of the motor mount. So I'm going to try getting the 3 10 millimeter screws that are around it. Problem is, one of them is underneath. I might have to use a wrench for that. But okay, don't want to lose the washer. Well, I'll need a wrench for that one too. Okay, 10 millimeter. Okay, so I got it unseized. You can see it separated here. It popped off. I sprayed it with WD-40. You can see it's wet. And then I just shoved a flathead screwdriver under there and twisted the screwdriver, and it just popped right off. So let's get this motor out. Okay, so this is what we got out. This is our washer motor, wiper motor, sorry. And it just plugs in there. But you can see it, well, I cleaned most of it off, but it was, oh, it's not in focus. I cleaned most of it off, but it's still quite dirty from leaves and whatever else was in there. We need to take this screw and some of the other screws out to take. This whole casing is going to pull off, and the motor inside is probably gummed up if it got wet, if water got in there, which often happens. So we're just going to clean that out, put it all back together, and then put it back in the car. So here is the motor. You can see I literally took the screws out, pulled the motor out of the casing. Not that hard. You do have to watch when you take the bolts out. These are in the side like this, and you have to just pull them out. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get the motor out, but they just pull out. So 2 screws, 2 clips. You can see the inside, kind of see it. It's all rusty. So these pieces around, if you can see them, these pieces around the outside are magnets. And of course, it causes the motor to spin like a solenoid. And they're quite rusty. So that's probably, it's not getting a good contact in there, which is causing the wipers to move slowly. This is the bigger problem. This here, you can see, this is the motor itself. All of this rust right here is causing it to get really poor contacts and not spin that well. So we're just going to clean this up. We're actually going to I'm literally going to sand it with sandpaper. Sand this piece, turn it, sand this piece, turn it, sand this piece, and repeat. I'm also going to sand the inside of this, or I could put Evapo Rust in there and get it out. Not quite sure yet. I'll probably just end up sanding it. So let's see how that goes. You want to be careful when you're sanding it. Don't sand these wires that are in here. These have a coating on them. And if you sand it, you'll sand the coating off. You don't want to do that. But just go slow, be gentle. So you can see, nice and shiny where I was, where'd that go? Nice and shiny where I was sanding it, and not so shiny. So just do that all the way around. Okay, check this out. This is, it's still hard to see. Hang on. That's a little better, kind of. This is how clean it is now, which is much better than it was. I just stuck some sandpaper in there. I didn't want to sand it too much, but I did sand the rust off. And I actually had trouble getting the filings out because the filings actually stuck to the magnet. They wouldn't dump out. I had to get them out with a cloth. But I got them out, and here's the motor. Looking nice and shiny. So that's what you want to do. Clean it up. I sanded this little bit here as well, just to get this cleaned up. And it spins really well. So we're going to put this back into the car, and we're going to see how well it works. First thing we want to do is put this back together. So we put the motor inside like so. It is a magnet, so it does want to go in there rather strongly. And how do I push it in? There we go. Okay, let's get this motor back in the car. Okay. I probably want to plug it back in before I install it, but man, this boot is in pretty bad shape. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's try plugging it in. Easier to line it up before I install it. Okay. Plugged in anyway, the best I can. All right. Get it down under here. And let's get it held here first with some of these 3 bolts. One. 2. And this arm needs to go back on. So now we're going to put the key in. Turn the wipers a very slow turn, just for things to move just a little bit, and make sure nothing binds, and then I'll move it more and more until I can do a full cycle. It was at this point that I realized I hadn't aligned the arm connecting the wiper motor properly, so the wipers weren't starting in the correct position when I turned them on. They were actually going down and then going up, and I couldn't quite figure it out, but eventually we got it figured out and we got it corrected. Okay, I got it. So this wiper arm assembly needs to be pretty much in a straight line. You can see it hinges here, and I had it bent like an L shape, so it came down here and then went over. So you need to put it in this position, and then it'll start going right, because it kind of goes right on the top part and then left on the bottom part and right on the top part. So if you have it anywhere on the bottom starting, then it'll start going left. So that's how you want to do. Oh, actually, sorry, I said right and left. I interchanged them there. So the top is where it starts going left, and then the bottom is where it starts going right. So you don't want it on the bottom. You want it just at the beginning here, because it's going to start going this way and start going left immediately. That's what you want. Okay, ready for a test? Perfect. So that is how you clean up a wiper motor on a 1983 944. Thanks for watching.